Okay, coming up on today's show, the newest Trump appointments. There's some appointments that he did, like since we talked last. Is Elon Musk going to buy MSNBC? And your Monday dose of all the liberal lunacy that's going on. All that and so much more. Please check out all of our socials and all the things. Click subscribe to this podcast. Just click the little button if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't done that. If you haven't done that, chicksontheright.com/links. Do it.
Do it.
Quickly, I need to tell you about steak since Chad likes all the meat. Let's talk about steak for a second, Chad. It's one of my favorite things too. I am a total carnivore. I do like the sweets, but I am a carnivore. I don't like eating my own cows. I like eating other people's cows.
Once you name the cow, it's no fun.
It's true. It's right. You can't do that. So Omaha Steaks is where I go to get the best fillets and burgers ever. They also have amazing chicken. They have great pork chops.
Those are my favorite.
I love their pork chops. The meatballs, the sides are great. If you're looking for a gift for that hard to buy person for Christmas, Omaha Steaks has got you covered. Or if you're entertaining this holiday season, greatest place. Omaha Steaks makes it so easy, y'all. Every steak and entree is flash frozen, vacuum. That's hard to say. Flash frozen.
Flash frozen.
Yeah. Vacuum sealed and ready when you are. It's the greatest. 100% money back guaranteed. They have everything. They even have seafood. Mock loves their seafood. I'm a steak person, but she's all about their seafood and the wine and the desserts. Visit omahasteaks.com. Save 50% off site-wide. Plus, our listeners get an extra $30 off with the promo code CHICKS. And you're going to get a $30 gift card when you shop early. So do it. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com. An extra $30 off with promo code CHICKS. Okay, some headlines. Let's get into some headlines. Chuck Woolery died, you guys. How do we feel about that, Chad? I mean, rest in peace.
He was the first Wheel of Fortune host.
What was he the first? Really?
He was the first, yeah. He is. He was an interesting character. Became rather conservative later on in life.
Yeah, he probably was.
Politics be known.
Yeah, and I really appreciate him for that because not a lot of celebrities were out and proud about their conservatism. We actually had a little tiff with Chuck Woolery. I'll be honest with you. Mock and I did a couple years back. We had a little tussle with him. I won't get into that, but the bottom line is he was a conservative. He was out and proud about it. I appreciate that. So rest in peace, Chuck. So that happened.
Right. Chuck, no longer with us.
You said he died during his podcast.
So he was, from what I read was he and another guy that has been with him for a very long time, friends, they did a podcast and he said he didn't feel good. He went and laid down for a while, got up, and then he said he couldn't breathe. And they called the paramedics, but by the time the paramedics had gotten there, I guess it was too late.
Mm-hmm. That
sounds like a massive heart attack.
83 though. I mean,
yeah, you live. What's it? 74 is the average male life. So you live past your by date.
Right. And we were talking in pre-show about how both of us are probably still going to be podcasting at 83 too. Right.
Or whatever's that big thing at the time, because it might not be mind casting at that point in time.
Like read your mind casting. We're going to be doing it, you guys, at 83 for sure. Okay, Mitch McConnell. He's the new leader of the Senate Rules Committee.
Speaking of old.
What are we doing? This is the guy. We have a clip of Mitch McConnell just so you can be reminded of who this guy is. You guys want to see him?
Cooperation and a string of
I'm a turtle.
Turtle.
Mm-hmm, a turtle.
Merch.
That's him. That's him freezing up. That's Mitch McConnell. He doesn't. That's him. No. Then they have to intervene because he can't speak.
Or whatever.
But let's make him the new leader of the Senate Rules Committee. I think that's a great idea.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's
it's just time to go. Go where?
Guys, what are we doing? He should be retired. He's an actual fossil.
I don't. Well, you know what? We just talked about us doing stuff. If somebody's going to pay you $200,000 a year to be one of the most powerful people in the world, even though you can't remember where you are, why not?
Yeah, and you get the government you deserve, right? This is what we're doing. Yeah. So, anyways, that's happening. Daniel Penny. We got to talk about Daniel Penny. So, attorneys for the Daniel Penny case, they rested their case last week, and so it's on a break until December 2nd, which coincidentally is when Mott comes back from her moving, and we're going to find out. Yeah, so we're going to find out what happens to him then. He gets Thanksgiving, I guess, to worry about his fate, which this shouldn't even be happening.
No, there shouldn't be any of these things.
Yeah,
he didn't set out to kill the guy. It was a guy that was crazy on, let's see here, in New York on a train, not a shocker. And what ended up happening was he thought he was doing something good, which he was, and the guy died. I don't think he set out to do it. I don't think anybody thought he did. And everybody on that train kept saying the same thing. You know, this guy is nuts and nobody's doing anything. This guy stepped up. So the fact that we're even having this conversation is insane.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Neely got on a train and said, I'm going to kill everybody. I don't care if I go to jail. And he stepped in, Daniel stepped in and basically, I mean, he saved people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
somebody's telling you they're going to do something and they have the means to do it.
Believe them. Yeah, he's a total hero. And so that there was that complete psycho in New York that stabbed 3 people to death and was let out of jail like a few weeks ago. And he has this gigantic criminal history. And yet we got Penny, who he's facing jail time for saving people and being an absolute our justice system is borked. It's just,
if you could learn anything from this, it's don't help.
Yeah. Well, isn't that terrible? That's what we're becoming though as a society, is most people will just take their phones out and start taping things.
Yeah. That's the number one thing people do.
Yeah.
Let's become the writer, director, cameraman, producer, and distributor of whatever crazy thing's going to happen. I'm not going to help.
It's awful. Yeah. Now, if he isn't acquitted, I hope Trump pardons him.
I would find it hard to believe in New York, the way things are, that you're not going to get a bunch of people who are going to go, yeah, we're not putting this guy in jail.
I hope so. I hope he better not go to jail. That there's going to be unrest if he goes to jail, you know?
There should be. The people should be pissed.
Yeah. It's especially the way that New York is right now. It's
exactly.
Cesspool.
I mean, it's a hot mess. This isn't, like we talked earlier before the show, Bernard Goetz back in the 80s, there was so much rampant crime all over New York, especially on the trains. And that dude took a gun and said, I'm not doing this. And when they tried to hold him up with knives and screwdrivers, he shot him.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys remember that, like that nerdy dude, Bernie Goetz. Yeah.
So nerdy.
Okay, so this morning I saw this. Trump plans to kick transgender troops out of the military with 15,000 service members to be medically discharged on his first day in office. This is a report that just came out.
That seems like a lot, doesn't it? 15,000?
It does. I know it's a lot. Like, why are there that many transgender troops? That's
probably because people go in there knowing that they're going to have a chance to medically transition and the government will pay for it.
Right. We will pay for that. That's exactly what I thought, Chad. I thought it's very interesting because there's an increase in gender dysphoria diagnoses. And so it is interesting because it goes in line, like they say how many are in the military is synonymous with how many are in actual society, but they are getting transitioned in the military. Like, we're paying for these transitions. We're paying for these treatments. And I don't think that's okay. I don't.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So I'm actually okay with this. Now, in the article that I read this morning on Daily Mail, they called out one individual who was very decorated. This one guy, it was, I guess, it's a woman that had transitioned to being a man.
Is it coming or going? I can never tell.
I know, I can't either. It's so hard for me to keep track. But it's I guess a dude now that was born a biological woman. And they were like, but this person is so decorated and like does really well in the military. And I'm like, I just don't know if I care. You know, it's nice that there's one example of a person who's done really well in the military, but what about the 14,999 others?
I'm not saying that they're, what the funny thing is, it's not that they're bad people.
No.
It's just that this is not what the military is supposed to break shit. The military is supposed to be tough. The military is not supposed to be some sort of woke ideology,
right?
Where this is what society is. No, that's not. I don't want my society. You guys are here for one thing: break a bunch of shit, and if anybody comes after us, crush their souls.
Right. And it's not a place for us to fix you. It's not a place like Pete Hegseth was saying that a lot of this is He was talking about how the inclusion of transgender people in the service is pushing boundaries. He said that they're not deployable because they're reliant on chemicals and because we have to fix them. Like we are the ones, taxpayers are the ones who are taking on the bill and the responsibility of transitioning them. I shouldn't have to pay for that.
No. Plus,
like,
if they get caught in something, the torture and the hell that they're going to go through is also something that you don't want anybody to, whether it's a male or female or somebody who used to be male. You don't want that either. You shouldn't be a distraction, Gary.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. Gary. Bruce.
Whatever it is. Like, you shouldn't be a distraction. I'm sorry, you're a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
You're distracting everybody here in our job to kill everything.
Yes, exactly. All right. So we have to talk about all the liberals that we've broken in MSNBC. We're going to get to that. But before I do, I got to remind you guys about Birch Gold very quickly. So I know that we have a lot to look forward to in the next 4 years, but we still have some major cleanup to do financially with so much craptacularity of this current administration. There's a lot of craptacularity, you guys. So did you know that in the past 4 years, the buying power of the US dollar has declined? Surprise! But the price of gold has increased 40%. So this is the perfect time to diversify your portfolio if you haven't done that already. And Birch Gold makes it seamless to do that. You can roll over your retirement account and it won't cost you a penny to do it. They do everything for you. Plus, they teach you all about it. And there's no obligation. Birch Gold will just send you all the information. No pressure, no commitment. All you got to do is just text CHICKS to 989898. They send you a free information kit. Plus, right now through Black Friday, they also will send you a free 1 ounce silver eagle for every $5,000 purchased. Text CHICKS to 989898. Get the info, no strings attached, and get that free silver. Do it. Okay, we have broken some people, y'all. So first of all, we got Rob Reiner.
It's really broken.
Do you have the screenshot, Valen? This guy. I don't know. Is it there? We don't have the screen. She's trying. She's trying.
You broke Rob so bad. Can you put the string?
All right. I can read it. You want me to read it? I'll just read it. Rob Reiner said, I have made the decision to take the next few days to check into a facility for peace and relaxation. No phones, social media, no trolls, just calmness to heal my pain. so we got him. Okay. So Ellen has left the country. And Meathead is like officially gone insane, you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Don't tell people how broken you are.
Right.
For something ridiculous like your guy or gal didn't get into a specific, in an election, and then go on to the thing that you're going to get trolled for and put out the fact that you are upset about being trolled.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's completely broken. A lot of these celebrities are like, I'm going to go live in the UK. You think it's good in the UK?
Yeah.
Like talk about being borked. Things are pretty borked there. Yeah. Another person I think that has been very quiet lately is Mark Cuban. But I saw this clip over the weekend. You guys, I love this clip so much. Somebody needs to check on him.
You never see him around strong, intelligent women. Ever.
Strong, intelligent women. Ever.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Susie Wiles, who will be White House Chief of Staff. She'll be the first Chief of Staff in history that is a woman.
President-elect has selected Pam Bondi as the next Attorney General of the United States.
South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as his next Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security. Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard to be the next Director of National Intelligence. Lyndon McMahon as his choice to lead the Department of Education.
Upstate New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to be the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations.
Caroline Leavitt to be his new White House Press Secretary.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah. Well, it is like being around women.
I know. It's like I was promised misogyny.
Trump, I always think he picks his attorneys based on how hot they are.
I know, right? Exactly. I was promised all sorts of misogyny, and I still have yet to see it. So somebody needs to check on Mark Cuban. Also, I think Dan Bongino, he's still being considered for his Secret Service. I don't know. I haven't heard anything more on that. You get on Twitter and everybody's like got all these speculations about all these different positions. And so you got to make sure that you check like the Trump war room and make sure you're getting the right appointments. And we got more appointments. We're going to be talking about those in just a second, but Geraldo wants to fight Bongino. You guys, this is an interesting clip.
I can't imagine anyone who I feel more fiercely combative with than Dan Bongino. If he were to walk into a bar and I was having a beer, we probably square off.
Oh, I cannot. Okay, wait. We gotta wait on this one. Okay, so Bongino, he may be Secret Service, and you think that like Geraldo could somehow take him? Because I'm sorry, my money is
Geraldo 50 years ago. Because you forget how old old he is, right?
He's like 105.
He's 80, and he's young for his age. He is absolutely in shape. But there's a 45-year gap, and those golden gloves are now dusty gloves.
I feel like Bongino could take him.
I think so. I would hope so.
Yeah, I don't think you should be threatening
because
Bongino.
you can't take him. You can't be the Secret Service guy.
Yeah, he's just such a like pound his chest kind of guy though, Geraldo, and he shouldn't show us his chest in selfies ever, which is what he does a lot.
Oh, he'll never live down the fact that there was nothing inside of Al Capone's.
Yes. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so buy MSNBC is trending on Twitter right now, and actually, I think it's turned into MXNBC. As of this morning, because Elon reportedly wants to buy it. People have been egging him on to buy it since over the weekend, really. And that's trending this morning. I don't know if he's going to do this, but there was this clip of Rachel Maddow. Now, this is actually a clip of her reacting to Trump's immigration policies, not the meme, because it's been fact-checked like 16 ways to Sunday. Yeah. But it's still funny, and we're going to show it because it's awesome. But this is what came out yesterday.
To at least 3 Can we put up the graphic of this?
So it says, and lead us not to temptation. And it's Elon Musk trying not to buy MSNBC. Okay. And it's like this, super inappropriate but hilarious meme. And I would love it if he bought MSNBC. I think this would be so fantastic.
Didn't he flirt with, I'm going to buy it and put Alex Jones in as Rachel Maddow's replacement?
Yes. People are saying this. People are saying Alex Jones, like Old America said that he should buy it and rename it InfoWars. Like that would be hysterical. They're saying that they should name it MXNBC. Babylon B put out a tweet saying that he plans to buy it and turn it into a news network. I mean, then there's Dan Crenshaw said that if Elon buys it, he should just keep everyone there and just add live community notes, which would be like a sport, right? And I love that idea. Like you just have just live, just everybody community noting everything, which would be great.
She signed a new contract last week.
Seriously?
Yeah, she took a $5 million
Oh, that's right. We talked about that last week. Yeah.
I always go back to this. So wait a minute. You had the biggest show. You signed a new contract. That means your show was only going to be on once a week, and you were going to do a podcast that nobody ever listened to, and you got $30 million a year for that.
$30 million a year, you guys. So wait, so she took a pay cut of $5 million.
$25 million.
Oh my God, that is out. She is not worth that much money.
No,
that's what's so outrageous to me. No wonder MSNBC is in trouble, right? Yeah. They were paying these people these exorbitant amounts of money for sucking.
For bringing in no viewers.
Right.
And for bringing in I don't know what kind of revenue they have.
Oh
but the thing is, you got to think about who is the buyers in the advertiser world. They're all a bunch of young 20-somethings who are out there buying, and they watch MSNBC, but nobody else does. Where's the audience at? It's not there.
And it's, who is the audience that is buying? Yeah. What are they? It's completely outrageous. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I guess we'll find out. I feel like in the next day, it's gaining momentum though. And I wouldn't put it past Elon to buy it.
God, no, would not. I would not put it past Elon.
Right. He could afford it. And I think he should buy it and put like Tucker and Megyn Kelly. And
I wonder if you have to buy all the other things. See, because you have to buy USA. I think they're packaging it together. Golf Channel, USA, Oxygen, like all these other things. So I wonder. I don't know if he can just piecemeal and say, "I only want MSNBC."
I just want MSNBC. Yeah. I don't know.
I want that crappy network over there. That's all I want. I don't want all the rest of the stuff that might. be
He's
good.
take Trump in there with him and do the art of the deal, and see if he can maybe make that happen and just buy MSNBC. Because man, that would be a thing of beauty. Be so great.
Funny.
Okay, so admin picks. We've got some picks from Trump over the weekend. We got to get into some of those. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. We have a clip from that.
If you believe in the MAGA agenda, Scott Bessent is the best guy for that. He not only has the ear of Wall Street, he believes in Trump's policies as an economic nationalism as they relate to trade, using tariffs as a tool to craft strong policies or to craft better agreements with other countries. He's for low taxes, less regulation. He's a damn smart guy. I'm telling you, this is a great choice. The markets will react, my belief, very positively.
I think it's a good choice. I don't see why, this is the only people.
Very diverse choice because he's gay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. He's gay?
He's gay. Oh, my God. Trump hates the LGBTQ plus community. By the way, why don't you come run one of these things? One of the most important things. Yeah.
And he's not like out there saying, hey, the first thing you should know about me is that I'm gay, because I didn't know that until I was 2 years old when I learned that he was gay. He's a billionaire. I know that. And a lot of people hate that about him. But I'm like, listen, why would it be better if a homeless person was running the Treasury?
I have never got hey, you know what'd be awesome is if people who suck and fail at everything got to run everything.
Right. I don't understand that. I saw a lot of pushback on that. He's a billionaire, so I hate him. You're an idiot. I don't understand that either. It's so crazy. Okay. Surgeon General. I hate this pick, you guys. I'm just going to be upfront with you. I've got 5 clips that I got to show, because since I'm saying that outwardly, I do not like this pick, I'm going to give you some reasons why I don't like this pick. You guys may love her. I don't. I think this is a terrible, awful, disastrous pick. Okay. It's
is it Doc McStuffins?
Doc McStuffins would have been exponentially better than Dr. Jeanette. Neshawat, I guess is her last name. I don't think I'm alone on hating this pick. I'm sure there's some people that agree with me, but she praised COVID, the vaccine, as a gift from God. She praised Facebook for censoring the truth. She loves masks. She loves censorship. I've never seen any place where she's backtracked on any of this stuff. Trump's got to make the COVID stuff right with me, and he's not done that yet. I've got to see a little bit of that. This does not help. This definitely does not help. So here's a first clip. This first one, she's talking about guidelines. So you can get an idea of what she looks like. So I know she's going to look familiar to a lot of you.
As you'll be happy to know that the CDC has updated its guidelines. If you've been exposed to someone who tested positive for coronavirus and you are symptom-free after 10 days, then you are cleared to go back to work. If you are symptom-free for 7 days with a negative COVID test, then you're also free to go back to work. But the baseline remains that you should still monitor your symptoms, wear your mask, and practice social distancing.
I don't like her. She's a huge fan of masks. She loves them. She loves talking about them. She wants you to wear them. I think that's the second clip. We can look at that one.
Data just recently, a couple days ago, published in Nature Medicine. It showed that we could potentially save 100,000 lives, over 100,000 lives by February. You know, in the past year, I didn't pick up coronavirus being around COVID patients almost every day because I wore a mask. I wouldn't dare step foot in a patient room without a mask because I know that they work, they can save lives, and it's easy to use. So I think especially in areas of where we see surges and spikes, where the positivity rate is extremely high, nearly over 25%, then that needs to be a consideration, especially when we have the vulnerable people that we really need to look out for during this cold winter months that we're approaching.
Oh my God, so many eye rolls. And then the third clip I have is her dissing the First Amendment. She really hates the First Amendment, you guys.
Save lives, and I am so excited, and I thank and I commend Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg for taking action, because this affects everyone. This affects our children. It affects adults. I mean, just look at the recent measles outbreak, the biggest outbreak that we've had in decades with measles, and that's no joke. Measles can cause brain inflammation and pneumonia and ear infections and hearing loss and death. So it's about time that they are taking action, and I hope and pray that other social media platforms will follow suit and do the same thing.
Yeah, I have two more. I have two more. She's shilling for the third booster in this one.
Compelling data, a trial of 10,000 participants. This was just posted on the CDC website that showed those who had a third dose, a booster shot, had significantly more improvement, more protection, more antibodies than those who did not have that third dose. So we definitely know, especially going into the winter holidays, having that extra protection can help minimize infection, can help minimize spread. So if you are especially over the age of 50, the CDC now recommends you should definitely get a booster. But over the age of 18, you can definitely get one as well, especially if you have asthma, diabetes, obesity.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have one last one, and then we can talk about how much I dislike her, where she's praising Fauci.
I have so much respect for Dr. Fauci. His number one priority are patients, not politics. And that I actually watched his full interview yesterday. That network, they twisted his words. He didn't absolutely say, yes, we should have done this. He said, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Of course, in any situation, if you start from a negative timing back in November, it would have been a better outcome. He was generalizing his statement, but they twisted his words. I think what he's doing is doing everything in his power to protect Americans. That's what we need.
Thoughts?
I think Trump thought, "Oh, she's pretty. We can put her out there. That'll be good." I think that's probably, to me, that's my thought process, and that is. She's
yeah.
right.
I mean, there's something. I'm not sure why you chose this one. I think she's a complete disaster. And I know there are people that are disagreeing with me. Oh, Daisy, she's changed her mind. No, disaster. Listen, I'm going to call out mistakes where I see mistakes. This is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have chosen Ben Carson.
He could have. But
yeah.
He put Ben Carson in charge of Homes last time, which is kind of weird.
I mean, but Ben Carson would have been great.
Yeah. I mean, it is an odd thing because so much of 2020 in particular was all built around COVID and this insanity. And you've got somebody who is out there kind of praising all the things that you were at the end of the day against.
Yeah. I mean, you can think that she's changed her mind. I just showed you 5 examples of where she sucks. So you can believe what you want to believe, but she was a terrible pick. All right. Another pick that we had over the weekend since our last show was Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. I don't know if we have a picture of her or not. Do we have a picture of her, Valen? I don't know if I sent you one or not. All I know is that she's an Aggie. She's from Glen Rose, which is like just south of Granbury, Texas. It's like an hour and 40 minutes northwest of where I live.
I wonder what Brooke looks like.
Are you going to look at Brooke? She's also a good looking lady.
I was going to say again.
I think some people wanted her like it to be the Secretary of Ag to be like Massey or some other people, but based on her resume alone, she's a good choice. I mean, she's got like
she checks all of the boxes for
right. Yeah, undergrad though is like Ag from Texas A&M. And then she's got some, I think a couple Ag degrees. She's done work obviously in Ag, and then she's got a jurist. She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a lawyer.
She's
a
lawyer.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see. I think this is I don't see anything that.
And
would
she's
be,
hot.
Yeah, there she is. Thank you, Valen. Yeah, there she is. She's a good-looking lady. Yeah. Again with the misogyny, right? All right, so there's that. Okay, we're gonna get into more stuff. We're gonna get into more RFK and DOGE and some movies and stuff like that are happening. First, I gotta tell you guys about Field of Greens. You guys, this is the sweet tea stuff. Have you guys tried this sweet tea stuff? It's like the greatest. They're having a Black Friday sale. It's the biggest sale of the year, and I know everybody is thinking about turkey and mashed potatoes, as I am. But it's never too early to be thinking about your turn of the year resolutions, which I totally make like a New Year's resolution list about how to improve myself. And Field of Greens can help you do that. It tastes amazing. It's packed with organic fruits and veggies, all sorts of stuff in here, you guys. And if you're not getting your daily allowance, you need to try the stuff. I love it because it's like one less thing I got to think about because I have enough to think about. And it's also a mom hack because I have a teenager that's really picky, and it's better than soft drinks and sports drinks. And it's a great way for them to get extra fruits and veggies in their diets too. So y'all take advantage of their Black Friday sale. Visit fieldofgreens.com. Use the promo code SALE. That's promo code SALE for the Black Friday special. Fieldofgreens.com, promo code SALE. Okay, we have a good video of John Kerry getting spanked by Massey. Speaking of Massey.
You have a science degree from Yale. What's that?
Bachelor of Arts degree.
Is it a political science degree?
Yes, political science.
So how do you get a Bachelor of Arts in a science?
Well, it's liberal arts education and degree. It's a bachelor.
Okay, so it's not really science. So I think it's somewhat appropriate that somebody with a pseudoscience degree is here pushing pseudoscience in front of our committee today. Let's get back to the science of it.
But it's not science. You're not quoting science.
Well, you're the science expert. You got the political science degree. Look, let me ask you this. What's the consensus on parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere?
About 406 today.
Okay, 406. Are you aware?
350 being the level that scientists have said is danger.
Okay, are you aware? 350 is dangerous. Wow. Are you aware that since mammals have walked the planet, the average has been over 1,000 parts per million?
Yeah, but we weren't walking the planet. Let me just share with you that we now know that definitively at no point during the past 800,000 years has atmospheric CO2 been as high as it is today.
The reason you chose 800,000 years ago is because for 200 million years before that, it was greater than it is today. And I'm going to submit for the record.
Yeah, but there weren't human beings. I mean, there was a different world, folks. We didn't have 7 billion people.
So how did it get to 2,000 parts per million if we humans weren't here?
Because there were all kinds of geologic events happening on Earth which spewed up.
Did geology stop when we got on the planet?
Mr. Chairman, this is just not a serious conversation.
It's just not. It's not a serious. None of it.
You throw facts at me, so you know this isn't serious.
It's not a serious conversation. Then why are we even having a conversation about any of this? It isn't. None of it's serious.
No,
you guys remember
this conversation?
You remember back in September when Kerry said that it's hard to govern today because he was telling the insufferable WEF that our First Amendment rights interfere with their right to govern. I hate all of these people. You know, it's an actual threat to us that isn't weather. World War III. That's an actual.
That's true. That's true. Could you imagine what it could do to the climate? Do you remember that when it first started and they came out and they talked, we need to think about the climate if we had World War III. That's exactly what people are thinking about. You know what? They launch nuclear weapons. What's it going to do to the polar ice caps?
Right. Really worried about that. Yeah, I love that spanking. I thought you guys would enjoy that. People are still talking about RFK Jr. And we've got to switch gears to him because he was in the news a lot this weekend because they're losing their minds over this guy, which is really interesting to me. This particular clip was making its round on X over the weekend, and it's him talking about COVID because we had just talked about COVID with the new appointment that Trump made. He's talking about COVID being a plandemic.
For those of you who don't know, Event 201 was a pandemic simulation, a coronavirus pandemic simulation in New York City, hosted by Bill Gates and Avril Haines, the former deputy director of the CIA, who did all of the Guantanamo Bay cover-up. She is like the cover-up queen. They were working on ways to use the coronavirus pandemic as a pretense for clamping down totalitarian controls globally. George Gao and Avril Haines from the CIA are talking, they have a soliloquy about how do we clamp down to stop people from saying this came from a lab leak. And they say, well, we got to get the social media companies to censor them and deplatform them and all this. You can go on YouTube and watch this tonight. It's called Event 201, and this is the 4th section of it. But then I started doing a deep dive when I was writing the book, and I found out that was not a one-off. And I describe in that book, I found about 20 of these that they had been doing since 2001. And they're all scripted by the CIA. And all of them include top-level officials like James Woolsey, the deputy director of the CIA, Tara O'Toole. All of them have senior CIA officials. Many of them have famous people who kind of give an imprimatur of legitimacy to what they're doing, like Madeleine Albright or Tom Daschle or, Bill Gates and a lot of them, and Gro Brundtland from the WHO. They end up drilling, each one of them is drilling the imposition of totalitarian controls. Collectively, they have names like Dark Winter and Crimson Contagion and all these weird names, but collectively they're called Operation Lockstep.
This is.
So, I mean, that's interesting, but it's like that. So that was making the rounds this weekend, and people were like, oh my gosh, he's putting out conspiracy theories. This guy's a nut job. I don't think he's a nut job.
They're not conspiracy theories. These things happen. When this first came out, when all of the COVID started to break, I got to read one of the bunch of these, and we did a thing, and they're just it was to a T on how these things would break down. And it is very interesting because what he's saying is everything that they've put in writing.
Yeah.
This is not something that's like he's not saying 100% they did it, but he did say, go and look how they broke this thing down. Go and look how they set it up. It's in writing. It's not a pretend thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And his book, and he was saying this stuff years ago, like a couple years ago. His book, The Real Anthony Fauci, I have it. I'm starting to read it right now. And it's just chock full of data. Yeah. So this is the thing. He's not a guy that's just out there going, I feel this way. I feel it.
I couldn't stand Anthony. So Anthony Fauci, for those of you guys who don't know, in the 80s and 90s, my cousin died of AIDS, and Ricky passed away in the late 80s. But I will tell you what, he was a big player in the AIDS thing, and we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to do all these things. He promised the world to people, and he enriched himself, but he did very little at the end of the day to help or do anything when it came to that. And it was a bunch of bullshit. And it was. My cousins and all of his friends and my aunts and my uncle, they hated him long before COVID was ever a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now the next clip I have is RFK naming names about a lot of the stuff that you just saw in the first clip. So this is another very, very interesting clip.
Normal.
The public health response was not about public health. It was a militarized and monetized response. It was a pretense for clamping down totalitarian controls. And the weird thing about the pandemic was this constant involvement by the CIA and by the intelligence agencies and by the military. When Operation Warp Speed made its presentation to FDA, to the committee they call the VRPAC committee at FDA, VRPAC asked for the organizational charts, which were classified up to that time. And when Warp Speed turned over the organizational charts, they shocked everybody because the top organization that had managed Warp Speed was not HHS, which is a public health agency. It wasn't CDC or NIH or FDA. It was the NSA, a spy agency. So that was the top. Agency, the lead agency on Operation Warp Speed and the pandemic was the NSA, and the second agency was the Pentagon. And when you start looking at, as it turns out, the vaccines were developed not by Moderna and Pfizer. They were developed by NIH. They're their own. The patents are owned 50% by NIH. nor were they manufactured by Pfizer or by Moderna. They were manufactured by military contractors.
Yeah, I had the clip wrong. I'm sorry. He was talking about the militarization of that and how the pandemic was militarized. Yeah.
That's scary. Like, who's
It
running
is.
it? The NIH? Nope. The Pentagon and the spy folk.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of terrifying. But there are so many people that just want to not believe that stuff. No, because they have my best interest in mind. And it's like, just think critically. That's all.
Is it possible that our government could? I mean, if it's not possible, then why have we never seen any of the JFK files that are real?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
If it's not possible, why do they continue to redact stuff on something where pretty much everybody's dead in it now? Because it would tie us to our own potential killing of our own president.
Exactly.
That's why. But they'll continue to buy it. Oh, the government is all knowing and seeing.
They love me. The government loves me. It's like they're going to take care of me. They want what's best for me. Totally.
They're going to give me free stuff.
I don't, Valen, do we have a third clip there? Did I just have them out of order or no, there's no third. Okay. Thank you. She just said there's no, I just got a message from her. She's saying there's no, okay. All right. So that's all about it. We want to talk about DOGE.
The DOGE.
This is, I think, the thing that I'm most excited about. We talk about this. We have talked about it on our show before you joined me, Chad. But since Mock and I started Chicks on the Right, the economy, the fact that the government basically steals money from me on a daily basis, that is what just enrages me the most. I think as a rule following, tax paying American citizen, I get so irritated, especially in April every year. But I just get so irritated that they just take money from me and they continue to set it on fire, and there's no accountability. I mean, it gets worse and worse and worse, right? And you get taxed for everything, and it gets worse. And I look back, and I say I look back, but I tell my daughter, my 14-year-old daughter, because she just learned about American history and she has learned, and I try to teach her a little bit about it. But I'm like, we fought a revolution over a 2% T-tax, Yeah. And look at us now. Just look at us. And so DOGE, I'm very excited about, because I feel like they're actually finally, after I've been doing this Chicks on the Right thing for 16 years, I feel like finally somebody is listening to the American people and they're going to do something to cut some of the fat. It may not cut all of it, but they're going to do something. I feel like if anybody could do this, it's Elon and Vivek.
Yeah.
And
I think Vivek can have a bigger role than people realize in this.
Yeah.
It's Elon's all over the place. You know how he is.
Yeah.
Now that he's going to buy MSNBC, maybe, which would be hilarious. He's got so many irons in the fire. But I think Vivek is going to be the one that's really going to handle this. Did you ever see the movie Dave?
I remember it, but I did not see it.
So in the movie Dave, they told him if he can, and if you guys, it's a great movie where this guy looks like the president. The president has a heart attack because he's a scumbag during a sexual tryst, and they bring in a lookalike, and the lookalike kind of takes to being the president. And they told him if he could save some money, he could keep this program. So he calls Charles Grodin in, his friend who owns an H&R Block or something, and he's looking at the books and he goes, "Who does these books? I go to jail if I did these books."
Right.
That's what it is.
It's exactly. Yes. Oh my gosh. You're so right. You're so accurate with that. Like if it were anybody in the private sector, we would all be fired for the way that they handle our money. We would have been fired long ago. Or even if it's just like a household budget. My God, we'd all be destitute. There's no way, because there's not just this never-ending supply of money coming in, which is what they rely on.
But the average person cannot print money, so they can.
Right. Exactly. So it's just, they live in a world that's not reality. And so they've never been held accountable. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm very excited about what they're going to do to hopefully, like I said, they may not balance things, but I know that what Elon has done, well, we've seen what he's done with Twitter when he came in there with the sink and he's like, you guys, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. I hope they fire some people. And if that hurts people's feelings, too bad, because I live in the world where I'm in the private sector and I've been in a lot of companies. I worked in corporate America for 25 years where if I wasn't serving a purpose, I would have been let go.
Even if you were serving a purpose at times, there was just not enough money. I've been there.
Amen, Chad.
You know,
Amen.
I'm in
Right.
a business in radio where over the last month they have been cutting people who are uber successful, who bring in
Right.
money, but they just can't afford it anymore. And it is crazy because, like you said, there is no accountability. So
Right.
we don't have a spending problem. We have a spending on too much crap problem and no
Yeah.
accountability. And my
Yeah.
frustration level comes in is there are programs out there that can work. The problem is there way too many programs that don't. And when you don't hold anybody accountable, going, look, we spent 1.5 billion, we've got nothing to show for it, so we should get 1.8 billion now.
Yeah. Right.
What is that? You know, I mean, it's at what point do we say, all right, you know what, maybe this isn't working? Why do we have 4 agencies that do nearly the same thing?
Exactly. And the entitlement is a cancer. You know, they all feel like, well, we should get our retirements paid for by taxpayers. Why? You don't pay for my freaking retirement. I just, that's the stuff that drives me insane is
The
that
number one lobbyist group in American to the American government is employee unions for the government. So the government is lobbying itself.
it's insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity. Yeah. So I think we have a great clip of Jesse Waters talking about just the ridiculous waste in our government.
$1,000 went to finding out if sunfish get more aggressive when you give them gin or tequila. Over $700,000 was spent to figure out if Neil Armstrong said one small step for man or one small step for a man when he walked on the moon. And they didn't even figure it out. $120,000 to study why prisoners want to get out of jail. That's right. 120 grand for that. And 1.5 million went to encourage people in New York to play more video games. But Democrats have decided this is the hill they're going to die on.
It doesn't seem like.
I mean, I can tell you right now, they're going to get more aggressive with tequila. You don't even need, you know, you don't even need to study.
Why again is this like at what point in time? I've never been to a bar. It was like, oh my God, there's a freaking sunfish here. You better watch out. That son bitch gets drunk. He starts throwing down. Don't serve it. Steve's not getting any tequila. Don't give a damn thing.
Don't give the sunfish tequila, you guys.
Give him a nice rosé. He calms down with that.
What are we doing? It is just so stupid. Oh my God.
Hey, Jim, I found out you're in jail. Why you want to get out? Because it sucks here and I don't want to get raped every day. Well, then there you go.
It's just so dumb. So these people, like the Elizabeth Warrens and all these people on the left, they're so scared of getting their credit cards cut off, you know, because we are their sugar daddies. We're the daddies and they're like these sorority girls on spring break and they just don't want their credit cards cut off. That's it. That's all this is. And they're trying to make up excuses as to why no, this is a terrible idea. And like DOGE is awful and it's mean and it's never going to work. And it's like, shut up. You're scared. You're going to get cut off. That's it. That's scared. Mm-hmm. I like this old clip of Warren Buffett too, that I wanted to play for you guys.
Of his department that he's organized, like taking away people's.
They might be able to cut $2 trillion out of government spending.
No.
There's no way.
Deficit in 5 minutes.
How?
You just pass a law that says that anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. Yeah. Now you've got the incentives in the right place, right? So it's capable of being done.
Yeah, let's do that. Can we do that?
That'd be absolutely great.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen because even the people on the right. We used to have, you know, somewhere along the line. And I was talking to Tim Burchett, the congressman from Tennessee, the other day. I said, somewhere along the line, Tim, we lost the plot when it came to the Republicans used to be fiscal hawks.
Right.
But now this populism that says, screw it, we'll spend it and we'll spend it and we'll spend it and we'll print and we'll print. And I just, you know what? Okay, spending is okay if it's spent right, but it's never spent right.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel like we still are, but like there's so many people that they're embedded in there and they're so comfortable and they get in that hot tub in Congress and the Senate and we've seen it happen. We've seen good people who have good intentions and they get in there and they get so comfy. And then
nobody sets out to go, you know what, I'm going to go here. I'm going to change things. And then like 3 months into it, they're like, oh my God, I got all the freaking stuff I want. I got some power. I get free stuff. People wine and dine me. I don't know if I want to leave this.
Right. They become scumbags. This is what happens. Yeah. They're unrecognizable. Okay, switching gears again. I don't know if you guys are planning on going to the movies this week because it's a holiday week, or if you're taking children or grandchildren. But Wicked is out in theaters, and apparently, I know I am not going to see this movie, but apparently the chickens in Wicked are gay.
The what?
The chickens. They're gay.
You got gay chickens?
They have gay chickens in Wicked. Yeah. I think we have a clip.
Every day in the Emerald City is a pride parade.
Oh my God,
right?
yeah.
I mean, look at like...
That's actually great.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Even like the chickens. Those
the snow
chickens
leopard with
are
the little
gay.
cape. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Dillman in that Bodhi cardigan.
Oh.
Let's wake it up. Let's talk about it. I want that cardigan, and let's just talk for a minute about him and his little custom tea device as well, his little teacup. Dr. Dilly. With his tea and his cardigan. No. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's true.
Gay icon Dr.
For
Dill.
sure. I do think that scene with his teacher friends or his animal friends, they're all a little bit like...
Very chic.
You know, snow leopards lounging on the couch.
And the little tamarind monkey.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay? Everything is gay now. Everything
is. Have we not learned that doesn't work the way that you guys think it does? Although
Right.
Wicked pulled in huge money this weekend.
I did.
It was a Wicked weekend. Did you see that?
Yeah, one of my daughter, a lot of her friends went to go see it, and she was asked to go see it. And then we have family here, and my house is full of family, you guys. So we did not see Wicked, but she was invited to go, and she's like, I'd rather be with family than go see Wicked. I'm like, good call. That's probably a good call, because I mean, nothing against gay chickens. Why is everything gay? It's just so stupid.
It's not wake up in the day and just going, hi guys.
It's just so stupid. Do you guys remember when Ariana licked the donut and hated America? Do you remember that was like 7-8 years ago? Do you remember that whole debacle with her? And she had to apologize. Because when we did radio in Indianapolis, we had to talk about that. I just remember, like, what a hag.
Do you remember when she was in Germany and they asked her they were talking about food and they asked her what her favorite dish was? And she said,
No.
I like a cup.
What?
Yeah, they were asking like, "What's your favorite food? You know, what's your favorite dish? Like dish, as in, do you like spaghetti? Do you like, whatever?" And
she
goes,
said, "I like a cup."
I like a cup.
Yeah, because she has the IQ of a gnat. That chick. Okay,
She does a great Celine Dion, though. I will tell you that she does a killer Celine Dion.
She has a great voice. I mean, she has a great set of pipes, but not
the sharpest.
not an intellectual powerhouse. That one, no, not so much. And then also, if you guys are into Disney, which I am not. I mean, if you're new here, I'm an anti-Disney person. I just don't see the appeal of that insanely overpriced place.
Oh boy, settle down. I like when people come to my stuff. It's a lot of fun. Ha!
Oh my God. If you're going to go to a place where people dress up in costumes and stuff, just go to Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, the shopping's better. The shows are better. Everything's better there. And Disney's, I don't like adults going to Disney. I know there's probably people out there who are going to hate me. You're going to send me emails. It's weird when adults like make it let's go 4 times a year thing. It's just bizarre to me. But if you're into it, there's a new Snow White movie out that's causing all sorts of drama because the main actress in it, Rachel Zegler, I think her name is. She is a hag. And we have a clip. We have a trailer.
Holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
I close my eyes, I see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back. You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Okay, couple reasons that she's a hag. She wrote some things after the election, after Trump won.
I bet they're really nice. I bet it's like, Trump's great, and I can't wait. MAGA, let's go team. Oh my God. Is that what you said?
She was horrific.
Oh, I missed it.
Absolutely horrific. I mean, I can't even read all of it. Like she just was, she's shocked and like, basically Trump sucks. There's no help, no counsel. And like during this time, F this, get off Elon's app. The F you are doing. They're eating you up on Twitter. Just like I mean, like 4 screenshots we could show you, but I don't think we should even go through them. The last one, I'll tell you, she said, let me read this last one. Sending love to everyone who needs it today. Thank you. Is that okay? This is great. Thank you, Valen. Sending love to everyone who needs it today. May we all carry each other through the worst and hold these politicians accountable. Your Dem govs just got very important. They already were, but hey, follow your governors, hold them accountable. Local government is where we need to make real change. This is not the end ever. I will love through these 4 years as best I can. F Donald Trump. I mean,
by the way, can I at least say one thing in her defense?
Sure.
She's not saying she's moving.
That's true. She's not.
Saying she's staying, and that's at least something.
Yeah, that is something, I guess. But so there's that. So it was the 3 before that were pretty brutal
like,
too.
She
It
went
was
after Trump supporters.
Oh yeah, she's. Like we're idiots and like all this kind of stuff, right?
Half the country, you just said, don't come see my movie.
Right. It was bad, really, really bad. Plus, there's the whole element of, she's Latina, right? And
Colombian.
so she's Colombian. Okay.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are upset because Snow White is, as you were right, she's Snow White. Like she has skin as white as snow, if you guys remember. And so Disney again is trying to like Latinify or brownify a character that doesn't need to be, you know, because like the storyline was that she has skin as white as snow, right?
That was kind of the whole thing. Why they didn't call it snow, off-white, snow beige. Like we tried snow beige, we threw it against the wall. People are like, this is stupid.
It's not brown snow. It was white snow. So so that's apparently a bad thing now for somebody or a character to be white. And
did you see the other thing that caused the original cause of the stir of this was the fact that who's the guy that plays in the house? Well, not the House of the Dragon. What was the Boob Dragon show? What was that called?
The Boob Dragon show. What are you talking about?
The Dragon show that was so big. Do
you guys know the Dragon show? The little guy, the little dragon show. I don't know.
No, it was big on HBO. There's House of Dragons now.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't watch any of the drag. I don't watch any of that.
It was huge, and he came out and complained about all the little,
You're talking about the guy, the little person.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Pete Dinklage from
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Thank
you,
very much.
Valen. Game of Thrones. That was Valen, everybody. Yeah.
And he came out and complained, and now there's not 7 actors who are little people that got those parts.
Right.
It's all CGI.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's all CGI. And they use regular sized people to do a lot of that stuff to act it out. So people got pissed originally because the little people were like, dude, you're in all these shows, you're in all these movies. We only have these opportunities here. And you pissed it away for us because you came out and said, well, I think it's very much back-assward that they do Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs and they have little kids, these little ones who live in the cave. And so they said, you're right. So we'll just CGI it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's just outrageous what they're trying. This is the wokeification of culture that doesn't need to be wokeified.
No.
It's nuts. And listen, this whole rant that she went on about Trump people and about just the election in general and F Donald Trump. Do you guys remember when they fired Gina Carano?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
she had the audacity to repost an image of a person whose entire head was covered with masks and captioned "Meanwhile in California," and I think she reposted a couple different things, and it was like about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and I think she reposted something that referenced the Holocaust. But
the Holocaust was the big one.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of Holocaust imagery over the past, couple weeks, especially in light of the election. They called us all Nazis. So, I mean, who got fired for that? I didn't see anybody. Nobody got fired on the left for that. So, yeah, I just find this all very interesting. So she got freaking fired and canceled. Gina Carano did. I don't see this broad getting canceled and fired.
They are not happy with her because They've spent a lot of money on this movie. There's already been several controversies throughout where she's come out and said other things long before this as well.
Yeah.
And they're not thrilled because, you're spending probably, my assumption is a $200-300 million movie.
Yeah.
And you're pissing off half the audience. An audience, by the way, which is conservative, family-going movie audience, the audience you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
And you're pissing them off.
Yeah, it used to be. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys like Disney anymore? Because I have a 14-year-old, and the only Disney stuff that we ever engaged in, we never took her to Disney or anything like that. We would do like the Disney on Ice stuff every once in a while. So like that, the ice stuff that would come to your town, and we'd like go and see princesses on ice and stuff like that's it. Because little girls like princesses. My little girl, and I wasn't going to deprive her of that.
No.
And so she would do the princess stuff. We'd see the stuff on ice. That's it. And like, that's it, because a lot of it has gone so woke and it's just so out there. And I just didn't want to expose her to that. And I definitely wasn't going to pay to go to Disney and spend 10 grand on a freaking vacation. It's outrageous what it costs. Thank you.
Grew up probably a quarter of a mile from Disneyland, maybe a half a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to Disneyland maybe in my lifetime 1,000 times.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And because we had passes, it was just easy. Walk across the street. They used to have special passes for California residents where after like 5 in the summer, you can come. So we went every day, just eat dinner. We were kids. We had a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
Along the line, they have lost the plot.
Yeah. It's like $200 to get in, isn't it? Isn't it like...
It's insane. It's cheaper too, by the way, for some people in California to fly to Orlando than go to Disneyland in Southern California.
Is it really? I mean, it's insane. Yeah, it's totally insane. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening in case you are, looking for movies and stuff to go to. There are alternative movies.
Take your kids to see Gladiator.
Right. I want to see that. I totally want to see. Well, we have grown kids, so we can go do that. But if you have little kids, your options
love Gladiator too. Teach them stuff.
Right. There you
Look
go.
how lucky you are. Back in the day, you used to make them fight in an arena. Now we make them play football.
Right. It's history, you guys. It's history. Okay. This week is kind of a crazy week because, like I said, I have family in town. Things are happening. This is a holiday week. So shows are going to be about an hour. So you guys, it's just what it is. And tomorrow, hopefully it'll be, I think we'll just kind of see what the news cycle looks like. But I have one parting clip for you, and then we're going to get to some super stickers. This is a Thanksgiving Bill Maher clip, and it's for you guys.
Psychiatric resident at Yale University, Amanda Calhoun, recently told Joy Reid it's okay to cut off family members if they voted for Trump and tell them, I'm not going to be around you this holiday. Oh, how pure. It's like not letting certain people sit with you on the bus. She also said that it shouldn't be automatic that family members think they're entitled to your time. She said that's just a societal norm. Family. Who do they think they are? Family? I mean, think about that. A mental health professional advising people to isolate during the holidays. And don't forget to drink too much and put on weight. And this Thanksgiving, before the big meal, remember to take turns saying what you're hateful about. You know who I really wouldn't want to have Thanksgiving dinner with? This overly educated, i.e. extremely stupid, ivory tower academic. But I would, because if we ever want this nation to heal, this is what we have to do. Force ourselves to reach out and find out why someone feels the way they do and make the choices they make without prejudging them a monster.
I hope he's speaking to people on the left.
Yes, I think that's who he's speaking to, because he knows the people on the right, they're still, by the way, right or left, they're all coming to dinner because it's free food.
Right. It's so true. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's nobody in my family that doesn't, I guess there are some that probably don't speak to me because of politics, but I would hope that most people in my family just don't speak to me because of other reasons and not because of politics. You know what I mean?
We've all got that family member, but you know what? I love them. And two of my best friends are the most progressive people in the world. I love them. I would never shut them out of my life based on politics.
Really?
We have 90,000 things that we have in common. We grew up together. We love each other, but they're uber progressive. They're left of Bernie. But you know what? They also know that some of the stuff they believe is wacky, but their whole thing is like mine. They're mature enough to go, yeah, we differ on stuff, but so what? We love each other for other reasons.
I love that. And they're still friends with you after all these years, knowing what you do. Yeah, because it's tough. I mean, it's tough in this day and age.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. No,
Yeah.
it is absolutely tough. And it's, we put our stuff out there for everybody to go, you guys are the worst, or you're Nazis or whatever.
Mashed potatoes brings everybody together, you guys.
Every
That's
day.
what it's all about. All right, we got some super stickers. Victoria Owen. I work for the government, and we have a transgender in there who is in the military and uses ladies' bathrooms. I would not be discouraged too much if Trump put this into place. Very interesting about the transgender stuff in the military. Robin Zucka, our military is not a social experiment. A to the men. Andrea Viola, it was then man in Snow White, the prince, tried to save her from the woman, wicked stepmother, who tried to delete her. Rachel Zegler can F off. Okay, there you go. Lori Weens, go see the greatest Christmas pageant ever. Is that a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie. I heard that's supposed to be pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, you guys. Okay, well, those I think did I get all the super? Let me make sure I got all the super stickers. I think I did. I think I got everything. Making sure I said hello to everybody and got everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, I got everybody. Okay. You guys bring it in. Everybody's bringing it in. You guys, one more day, and then we will be off the rest of the week. Chad, he's not used to the hugs. You guys have a fabulous Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.